last video, I introduced you to the quadratic formula, but the quadratic formula can do more for us than just find the solutions. We can also use part of this to actually tell us how many solutions we have in an equation. So most quadratics have two solutions. The part of the formula under the radical determines how many solutions we have. So if we just focus on this part, that b squared minus 4ac. Normally it's under that square root, but when we're using the discriminant, which is what we're trying to find here, so when we're trying to find a discriminant, that is the part that tells us how many solutions we're going to have. So different quadratic equations and their graphs have different number of solutions. For example, this first one here, we can see that there's two solutions or two roots that cross through the x-axis. So this one has two solutions. The discriminant, all right, so what I'm going to do is take this formula right here, and I can see that a equals 2, b equals 3, and c equals -2. So if I just use the discriminant, so I'm just going to use this part, okay, of the formula, b squared, so that's going to be 3 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is -2. Let's see, it looks like I'm going to get 9 minus, or actually it's going to be plus because a negative and a negative. 4 times 2 is 8 times -2, I already made it a plus, is 16, and that's going to equal 25. Okay, so I'm going to do these general rules after I've looked at all the examples, and let's see if we can come up with a rule. All right, on our next example, we can see we have one solution. Okay, so when I find the discriminant, sometimes this is called, by the way, a double root. So this is called a double root because that one solution counts 2 times. So for this one, my a is going to equal -4. My b is going to equal -12, and c equals -9. So then I've got, let's take a look, let's see, b squared, so b is -12 squared minus 4 times a, which is -4, times c, which is -9. Oh my gosh, that's a lot going on in this one. So -12 times 2, or sorry, -12 squared is 144. It's going to be positive, negative times a negative. -4 times -4 is +16. +16, all right, +16 times -9. And if you didn't know that, it's going to be -144. And this is going to equal 0. So, we're coming up with a rule here. So remember, our goal is to eventually come up with a rule. So we've got a 25 when we have 2 solutions. We got a 0 when we have only 1 solution. I want to know, do you guys have any predictions when we have no solution? Okay, on this one, we've got no roots, because our parabola is not crossing the x-axis here. So there's really going to be no solution. So let's take a look what the discriminant looks like for this one. All right, wrote it out already. A equals the 3, b equals the -8, c equals the 6. All right, the number of solutions here is 0. So to find the discriminant, we're going to have b squared, so -8 squared. And we've got, that's going to be minus that 4. A is 3. Then C is 6. So let's see what happens here. We get 64 minus 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 6 is 72. And then 64 minus 72, it looks like, what was that, a -8, I think? All right, so now, once again, let's take a look at what the pattern is here. And hopefully some of you guessed that that was going to be a negative. That would be good if you did. So let's go back. If the discriminant is positive, that tells us we have two solutions. If the discriminant for the next problem is equal to 0, we are going to have one solution. So I know I've got a solutions, but there are one solution. There is one solution. I think I need to fix my grammar there. And finally, for if the discriminant is a negative, there are no solutions. So no solutions or 0 solutions when we've got a negative discriminant. So what's neat about that is by finding the discriminant first, we'll be able to tell how many solutions we have. And if we have a problem with no solutions, we don't have to do the whole quadratic equation and waste our time. So you always want to find the discriminant first.